Now, y'all are crowding me. Courtney Addison, you've just nearly spilled your sweet tea all over my new dress. You must be more careful, dear. Just think how the girls would tease me if I spent the night dancing with a big old spot on my lovely blue gown. Braxton, do take his seat, won't you? Yes, Tucker? Oh, darling, bless your heart. I'm afraid every single dance tonight is already accounted for. Well, next time you mustn't wait until the last minute to ask me. Why, Braxton here called on me not 2 weeks ago about the very matter, which is why he has secured himself the very first dance of the night. Speaking of which, shall we head to the ballroom? It's getting mighty dark. Oh, but who's just arrived? And so late. Oh, my. Boys, do head inside without me. Now, don't make a fuss. I simply must greet our newest guest. He's a dear family friend come all the way from out of town, and it would be rude not to reward his sentiment. Go on now. Oh, my darling, I thought you'd never come. I do declare it is such a pleasure to see you again. Why didn't I write? Oh, you don't know how many letters I wrote you and then threw them all away because they were just full of that silly-headed childishness you can't stand. I cried every night for the thought of you. You've been gone so very long, but now we can finally be together. Oh, let's not go in just yet. Once my father and brother know you're here, they'll insist on chaperoning us, and then we won't be able to talk freely. Let's take a turn around the garden first instead. It's such a nice night. Won't my beaux be waiting for me? As if any of them could suit me while you're around. Their company is fine to pass the time, but you're the only one with my heart. Give me your arm. We'll only be a little while. Doesn't the heliotrope just smell divine this time of year? And the stars are just shining so brightly. It's as if though this night was made for us. Come a little closer, my dear. There's no one around to see, and I wore this blue dress just for you. The other ladies talk because the neckline is a little low, but I do remember you saying that there's nothing more graceful than the curve of a woman's décolletage. I thought you deserved to see your wife-to-be dressed up pretty as a peach just for you. Oh, I know we haven't made it official, but you'll ask my father any day now, right? I'm oh so tired of waiting. All right, then. I'll be patient. Were your travels terribly difficult? That's too bad. The men talk of tensions being so high right now. It's probably best that you don't let folks round here know where you're from. The tempers of southern men are nothing to be trifled with, and to have a Yankee, as they say, here strolling with their best gal, even if you are the finest marksman in all 33 states. Promise me you won't make any trouble, won't you? Oh, thank you, darling. I think this'll be a fine night otherwise, if they can just stop talking about that damned war. You don't have to look uncomfortable. I know very well you'd be fighting for the North, and rightly so. My father and brother, for all of their highfalutin morals and customs, they still can't say what's right. People ought not to be bought and sold. That's just common decent behavior. Loveliest woman I ever knew was my nanny. Smart and strong. For her to be treated so unkindly just wasn't fair. Oh, when have you known me to follow blind patriotism? Don't you love me because this pretty head of mine thinks for itself? Or are you only interested in curls and collarbones? That's why you're cut above the rest, and I love you. You've got more honor and wonderful traits than the rest of them combined. I can't imagine being under the stars with any other man. Now, don't be jealous. I may have promised to partner with Braxton and the others, but don't you know I've truly saved every last dance for you? I'd rather be in your arms all night. Let them glare. Silly boys mean nothing to me. You are going to stay for a while, won't you? My father and brother will be thrilled to have you. You know that. You simply can't up and leave me again like you did before. I can't bear to be parted from you for so long. You mean it? You'll ask my father for the engagement tonight? Oh, thank you, my dear. I'm so very happy, and I promise I'll be a good wife to you. What do you mean that's why you've come to get me? Oh, my. I mean, I'd heard talk of, but to think the fighting might begin so soon. It shouldn't be any trouble to marry quickly, then. It's a fine reason. I'm sure Father will think nothing of it. You know they assume you'll be siding with the Confederates, don't you? Then how... We'll say you have some family matters to attend to and travel quickly back to your home after the wedding. Yes, I can manage a quick escape. I shouldn't need much. Most of my clothes are hardly suited for northern winters. I fully expect a whole new wardrobe when we arrive. I hate to think of lying to everybody, but, well, we'll just have to do what we have to do and hope that this whole thing blows over quickly without too much damage. I do love Oak River Hall. It's always been my home. But now that my heart lives with yours, home will just have to be wherever you are. Oh, you hear that? Looks like we've been found out. Let's get you inside for some tea and dancing. All this chatting about serious matters. You look positively parched and puckered.